Hello! Welcome everyone! Welcome back to another video. I am Jonathan Arkin and I'm here with Naprapatlandslaget. Today we're going to talk about the big one, anxiety. Anxiety is a horrible condition that affects thousands and millions of people all over the country and worldwide. So, what is anxiety? Well, anxiety is actually a neurological reflection of a lot of different things that are going on. It's that thing that makes you feel anxious all the time. You're sitting there, your heart starts thumping, you're worried about everything, you can't stop you getting the words that are running through your mind, you can't slow down. Anxiety, you break out into cold sweats. It's a horrible feeling, and many people will take their anxiety and they'll develop something called panic attacks. And that's when you literally just shut down because you cannot handle the stimulation of the world, and it can be horrible feeling, and it can be a dramatically horrible experience for us in life. And it can stop you from living and experiencing all the wonders that life has for us. So it's a really big issue, and it can be a little troublesome for a lot of people. So there's another approach to treating anxiety than what most people look at. So if you've tried medications for it, you've tried psychological counseling for it, which should absolutely be done, there's another aspect of anxiety which is physiologically based. And what I have noticed in many patients, and what many clinicians around the world have noticed, is that there is a very powerful link between patients who are suffering with anxiety and balance disorders. Now let me explain what I mean by a balance disorder. All right, we've got all sorts of different types of problems that can lead to people having bad balance. And that could mean that you're starting to wobble when you walk. It could mean that when you turn, you get really dizzy. It can mean that when you stand up, you get really dizzy. Or it could be as simple as when you close your eyes, you're unsteady. And this is a subtle balance disorder that happens to a lot of people when they just are standing still and they close their eyes and they start losing their sense of balance. But when their eyes are open, they feel fine. Well, in this neurological state, what's happening is if your sense of balance is not correct and it's not safe and it's not stable, physiologically, not intellectually, I mean physiologically, what happens every time you close your eyes, your brain thinks you're gonna fall because your sense of balance is not super stable. So you feel like you're gonna fall, and falling is ingrained in our nervous system as one of the biggest threats to our survival. And actually, when you look at death rates around the world, falling is about the highest death rate from accidental deaths around the world. So falling is extremely dangerous, and our brains don't like the aspect of falling. So if you have a subtle balance disorder that really can only present itself when your eyes are closed, then you will develop anxiety because of that. Because every time you're walking, you're moving, well, you're not 100% stable. You're reliant on systems that you shouldn't be using for your sense of balance. So what we do in the office is we take people with anxiety disorders, and we'll put them in several different positions. I don't recommend you try this at home because we want to make sure that you're safe. But in the office, what we do is we'll have people stand with their feet close together, arms to the side. We'll have them stand with their head rotated, and you'll see people just begin to start wavering and even falling just by having their eyes closed. It's amazing. And what we notice in research and clinically is that as we improve these balance disorders and we fix people's sense of stability, we do a couple things. One, we make them a lot more safe in life. Could you imagine how much better life is if when you start to slip on the ice a little bit, suddenly you can stabilize yourself and you don't actually fall? Well, not only are we improving your true safety, we are improving your neurological ability to feel less anxious. And what happens in clinical settings is as we improve people's sense of balance and they're going through either psychological counseling or medication to help with their anxieties, we see unbelievable improvements. Many times we see people just get better only with balance training. So what we do is we fix the patient's subtle balance disorders, and then anxiety just melts away. Or your anxiety symptoms decrease dramatically to the point where then your counseling and things can just make it disappear. So it works very synergistically with all other types of health professions, and many times it works only on its own. By fixing your subtle balance disorder, can we fix your anxiety? So if you are experiencing anxiety and you've been through other routes and you're just not quite getting better, feel free to give us a contact and let us do an evaluation and see if you're a candidate that we can help improve your life on. There's a lot of people who can help with these balance disorders, everybody. Please, please do not live with anxiety when you don't need to. Get your balance assessed, see if you are a candidate, and let's improve our lives together. All right, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. Jonathan Arkin with Naprapatlandslaget. Have a lovely day.